And like one of our farmers recently got his farm, and he said, I think the pH 4 was frozen. That's fine. Like if it'll thaw.
Yeah,
affect the solution.
and like the water, even if you have like a spray bottle like this, you can use that one when you calibrate a water sensor, because it's like technically the room temperature
temperature
on your
that you
farm.
want, yeah.
So you can just bring over some ice and mix it with the water.
And why do you put the temperature sensors in there as well?
So that's because we need that reference point
Oh, okay.
of what the temperature of that solution is
Oh, okay.
for the EC.
Okay. So it's important to know
Yeah.
temperature.
And so like that, all of that calculation is done on the back end
Okay.
in Agritech. Like you don't need to worry about that.
And then we know that that's 2770.
Zero. Right.
Correct.
And so at some point we're going to make that adjustment.
Yep.
Okay.
So, I would say that we're pretty stable.
Yeah.
I've been kind of keeping an eye on it.
Little.
But like 2. That's
Yeah,
pretty darn
it
good.
was 5 too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's work.
So now all we're going to do, we already have our 0, so we've already set the 0. So now we're going to go into SpanCal 2770. We know the exact value of that.
Okay.
Enter, set span. And 2770. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for zone 2. And the process of calibration is another good way to determine if you need to start thinking about replacing your sensors. If you put it in there and it reads 4300, like these should be put in there. Like you should put these in there, and they should
Like
vaguely
close.
read close.
Be very close. You know?
Yeah, not super close,
Right,
but
but close
if you
enough.
put it in there and it's
But like
reading
double the
700,
size? Yeah, like triple
Yeah.
I
the
feel
size.
like this one definitely, it's like, approximately, but the pH, maybe you want to make sure that
Yeah.
they read
That
really
too.
close. But this one is, because like, the amount of nutrients won't really hurt your plants. If they're too low, they're just too, they're too high. It could hurt them long term, but it's like whatever.
Probably not
But
by
the
the time.
pH is really important.
Cool. So we're done with VC.
All right.
Great. So I'm gonna
We're
let
done with all 4 of those sensors.
And you just dry them off.
you're gonna dry them off. We're
We'll
done with
still
the EC
need the-
sensors.
Okay,
Okay.
so you got to do the same
So
thing with
pH
the temperature.
also,
Okay.
okay.
So this is why we always do temperature first.
That makes
Okay,
sense.
sure.
Because we get
Yep.
You need it. Okay.
And then so Francesca is gonna help with pH.
Can you put those back in when like now that
I
he's
wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Like let them
Yeah, just-
hang out
okay,
and
cool.
put them all in later.
Sure.
Just because there's a special way. So like you can put them back in, but I want to show you at the end.
Yeah.
I have to do a bit.
Alright, so now we're gonna do pH. I'll let somebody.
Also need a ladder,
You
so
had computer control.
Yeah.
like I can need. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Yeah.
when you
You
take
always want a ladder anyway.
Yeah, step stool or
Yeah,
something.
step stool. Just to reach like the top
Well,
part.
no Mario, but.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So,
So-
ooh, this one is cake.
So, one thing to know about these sensors, there's a fragile small glass ball on the bottom.
Yeah, I see that.
That is the only glass part in the farm.
It's the only
On
thing
purpose.
in the farm that should be glass.
Right.
Not gonna bring in. Dave probably mentioned this yesterday. Like, don't bring in anything else that's glass.
Don't bring your cup of Joe in there.
So,
And what was the I missed that part. Sorry. What was the reason for that?
so I mean, first of all, we don't want it getting in the system somehow. It's not anything that can dissolve or anything like that. And it's really just for cleanliness and safety. That is the only thing that's glass.
Okay. So we're thinking about ordering supplies or like cleaning stuff. We just have to be aware of that. Okay. Well, I don't know. Like
I'm just giving it a clean, but I'm trying to be very gentle.
anything we're ordering is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that ball is the actual sensor.
pH, honestly, for me, is the easiest one. There's very, very little that you have to
This one
remember.
is pretty good.
That one's spotless. That must
I
be
know,
your
that's-
sensor. It seems like
What happened?
rain is really much dirtier than the seedling, obviously.
Yeah.
The sensors are right there.
There are also like solutions to actually clean these guys. You know, let them sit, and all the stuff will come off.
So this is the seedling one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's the.
Okay. So, alright, so we're gonna go through the same Spancal and zero calibration, but this time we have two solutions, 4 and 7. Is this pH already? pH. Alright, I've cleaned my sensors, and the first one that we'll do is 7. So, wipe them dry. Thank you. I usually wedge the coffee in there. I'm actually trying to get something designed to like have the cup like nicely in there because I know the struggle. So thank you. All right. So we just now wait. Oh, it's pretty good. Again, this one is the one that you wanna maybe wait for the most to get down to whatever the solution is. So 7.4, not terrible, but pH super sensitive. So let's wait another bit and see if we can get it down a little more. It's going. Calibration takes a little long sometimes just because you're waiting around. A good chance to be like, oh, let me
Alright, the wait
clean
for
this
that.
up.
And this is one of the first things we'll do when we get our farm. Is
Yeah,
there, is there like a sort of unpacking procedure?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. And keep in mind that for the first 3 weeks, you're going to be working here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're going to be seeding, and then you have 3 weeks to do everything else. Like, so. Yeah.
But yeah, the sensors, you know, as smart as they are, they don't know any better. They don't know what we want to measure, so you kind of have to, when you get them, they're kind of plain. I don't know how to say that. So you have to, yeah, put them in
Give them
and then get
parameters.
them calibrated. Yeah. Yeah,
I'd
might
say
not
that,
change.
yeah.
All right, from that. So, oh,
Set
you're
to
there.
s-
Yeah,
zero?
this is our 0. Yeah, 7.0. So please wait.
So all you have to do is hit that button that says set 7
Okay.
for 7. So
Yeah,
now
and then we go to
we're
zone
going to go
2
to the zone
Yeah.
2.
and do the
No,
same.
you did it just with one button that said set.
Oh,
Yeah, so
You
it's
wait a
it's
second.
So in
Probably
mine,
gonna
it just
change
says
now.
7.
I just wanted to see the
Yeah.
set 7, but
Okay.
Yeah, it's really small right there.
Yeah, they're really
Oh, I
like
see.
basically
Zero.
the same, so that's a good sign. So you
Yeah.
can set 7, which is 0. All right, perfect.
So now, well, I'll let Fran.
Now, yeah, this one is the simplest one because you just input exactly what they're telling you.
The wing further is inside, right?
What's that?
The wing further, I mean, like, right
Yeah, if you did want to install an air curtain,
Yeah.
it would be inside. The tricky thing with
Size.
the greenery is that this is now the cargo door, whereas in the LGM, the cargo
on the
door is
side.
on the other side.
Yeah.
So, I think that there are air curtains that can be attached to the ceiling rather than to the wall. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
And even if you just did now looking at it, just the regular, those flaps
Plastic
too.
things.
You know, that's a nice solid surface right at the top of that door that would
Yeah.
cover the whole thing and give you
Hang those little plastic.
plenty of extra coverage on the sides.
absolutely.
They are like the magnet ones.
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Just
exactly.
other mosquitoes, man. All these-
Yeah.
Can't get the plastic.
They're like
But you
birds.
know
Yeah.
what? Like the mosquitoes that annoy us, probably not
They-
interested in this
they-
one.
they're not playing.
Yeah.
We just really hate mosquitoes.
Oh, the worst.
I don't ever
Indiana
recommend
State
Yeah.
bird.
Yeah, right.
There's
so-
mosquitoes that
That's
everywhere.
That's pretty
else.
good. we can now input in our span cal. So you pull it up, pull 4.
Oh, just 4?
Yeah, 4 and then
4,
0, 0
0,
because
0.
you wanna make
Okay.
it. Yeah, and then enter, and then
Span, you got
it's gonna
set span.
change.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
At-
sorry. Yeah, set span. It's gonna change, and then we go over to zone 1.
So there's no like
and-
set 4 for that one, or because you have to give it the range? Is that why you have to do the first one? It
Okay.
sets it. But if,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we wait a second.
Yeah, that's right.
and
That's.
read it,
Is there one on that though?
Four,
Like so
zero,
4 first, or you
zero,
always do 7?
I think you're always going to do 7 first because that's the neutral.
Okay. Oh, okay, sure.
Done. When it changes.
I think the reason
Okay.
Very nice.
for
So
it
good.
being like an
Cool.
input is because
So that is it.
you do a 10.
Oh, sure. Okay. So it's just did it the other way.
But your 7 is the standard.
Right.
7
7
is
is
neutral, so we're just giving it like this is it,
Right, this is
and
the
then this
middle.
is the other point that you're going to measure against.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you know
that
2
makes sense.
reference points.
Right. So if you went up, then yeah, you exactly. It's all the same as long as you're giving it that neutral point. You got it.
So there was a part where you said a lot of farmers skip this part and like
Yeah.
really. Which part was that?
Reset all factory settings.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's okay.
For some reason,
But it's because we're so
I
probably
don't-
programmed not to do that. You know, on our cell phone.